So we've put together this book of songs.
Hold on, why is he echoing?
Because
You see what?
he should probably be a little bit closer to the mic.
Oh, that mic is
Oh, I just heard him echoing. I was like, holy cow.
wrapped around
I knew he has dramatic training, but I
together. And as you can see, right on the very front, it says Sásta lá Féile Pádraig, which means Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, good.
In a very strange language that the stranger does not know. And as you see inside the first page, we have that great quote from G.K. Chesterton about the great girls of Ireland are the men that God made mad, for all their wars are merry and all their songs are sad. And that's, you know, that's kind of got a grain of truth into it. The first thing I'd like to do, just to set the mood, is to, as you see, a tune, not a song. And if you've got the back page, the colourful back page, you'll see,
Next to the last page.
next to last page, you'll see here down the bottom, there's a little bit from a book called The Irish Session. And the pertinent bit says, incidentally, the operative word here is tune and not song. In Irish music, a tune is what you play and a song is what you sing. The only exception is lilting, which is the singing of a tune in odd little nonsense syllables. So what we're saying here is that anything that's played instrumentally is called a tune. Anything that's sung is called a song. And I'd like to begin by playing a tune, just to set the mood. And this tune, the reason I've chosen it, is to give you a little information about the folk process. Folk music comes from everywhere. Nobody's sat down and written a folk song, or very few, not in the past anyway. It's accepted by the general population of the people. And there's one song, one tune and song, that is claimed equally by Scotland and Ireland. In Scotland, it's one of the great bagpipe pibrochs. It's a great bagpipe, classical bagpipe tune. It's called Lochaber No More. In Ireland, it's called The Lament for Limerick, or Limerick's Lamentation. And it tells of the time in 1691, after the Treaty of Limerick, when the wild geese, who were the defeated soldiers of the Jacobite cause, left Ireland and went to fight abroad, usually for the Catholic countries, Spain, France, what have you. Their leader was a man called Patrick Sarsfield, and whether it's apocryphal or not, he died a couple of years later in a skirmish, some little battle somewhere in France, and his last words were supposed to have been, would that this wound were for Ireland. So I'm going to play, just once round, so I don't bore you, Limerick's Lamentation. Remember, this belongs to all of the British Isles, but this is the Irish version. The nitty gritty. Our first song was sung by the magnificently named Blanche Ring in 1905. And this is an American Irish song. So we're starting with Music Hall. Swarrock wants me to sit down. Okay. I'll do anything for a photographer. This song is called My Irish Molly-O and was made famous in the around turn of the 20th century, written by an Irish American and a guy from Budapest. So the songwriters, you know, they find their inspiration where they can, and they head for a market. And the way they did with what they did with Irish music is they just bunged in the odd Irish word. In this tune, it is a hushla, which means pulse of my heart, a hushla, and I think that's the only one that's in here. But what we're going to do.
Bagora.
Agora. Oh, that's the same as Big Ora. Yeah, Big Gora. Which you never hear anybody in Ireland say, isn't it? Have you ever heard Big Ora in Ireland? I haven't. Here we go. So, we begin with a little intro. We'll just play G, D, and G. So, 4G, 4Ds, and 4Gs, and then into the song. So, here we go. It is. I started on the chorus. Molly dear, did you hear the news that's going round? Down in the corner of my heart, a love is what you found. Every time I look into your Irish eyes so blue, they seem to whisper, darling boy, my love is all for you. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know, is ring time. Come dear, now don't be slow. Change your name, go out with gay. Big Ora, wouldn't I do the same? My Irish Molly, oh Molly dear, now did you hear? They furnished up the flat. 3 little cozy rooms with bath and welcome on the mat. It's £5 down and 2 a week. We'll soon be out of debt. It's all complete except they haven't brought the cradle yet. Oh Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet acushla dear. Oh, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know, is ring time. Come dear, now don't be slow. Change your name, go out with gay. Big Ora, wouldn't I do the same? My Irish Molly, oh. Molly dear, and did you hear what all the neighbours say about the 100 sovereigns who safely stowed away? They say that's why I love you, but Molly, that's a shame. If you had only 99, I'd love you just the same. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know, is ring time. Come dear, Irish law. Change your name, go out with game. Big Oro, wouldn't I do the same? My Irish Mario. Hey, lovely, lovely. Question?
The other book.
Straightforward and self-explanatory. If you have the copy, all the song is on the second sheet. So you can sing from that. You don't need the first sheet with the picture on it.
Now, we did have a request to explain the pictures.
Oh, you wanted to explain the pictures?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the first one, if you see where it says A Taste of Ireland, claw means contents. That's the inside of the front page. And there's a picture of Tom Carthy, the Irish piper from Ballybunion. Now, all these pictures are sort of something personal to me. And this one is that I knew his grandson, or was it great-grandson? I think it's his grandson. Tom Carthy lived from 1799 to 1905, which is something. He lived in 3 centuries.
Yeah.
And he looks like it there, doesn't he?
Still blowing the pipes?
Yeah, that's what I have as a screen. That's a picture I have as a screensaver on my phone.
The pipes.
The Uilleann Pipes, or the Union Pipes. Now the next song is Come by the Hills, and if you see the illustration there, that is from a friend of mine called Sean Hillen, who is an artist, and he has a series of artworks that he calls Iolantis, which is basically a blending of the idea of Ireland and Atlantis. So one of these days I'll bring in one of his books to show you. But this is one of his. This is The Great Pyramids of Carlingford Lough. Of course there are no pyramids at Carlingford Lough. So here we go. This is a nice slow ballad.
But you can have this one.
And it goes like this. We're going to do the last line as an intro.
Yes. Well, 5, the F.
Come by the hills to the land where fancy is free, and stand where the peaks meet the sky and the lochs meet the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is gold in the sun. All the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Oh, come by the hills to the land where life is a song, and sing while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long, where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings in tune. Ah, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where legend remains, where stories of old fill the heart and yet come again, where our past has been lost and the future has still to be won. For the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Oh, come by the hills to the land where fancy is free, and stand where the pipes meet the sky and the lochs meet the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is gold in the sun. But the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Ah, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Hey.
Nicely played, you guys. Very nice.
Doing a great job there.
Absolutely.
Now the next song, oh yeah, if you look at the very back page here, you'll see a group of pipers that was taken, if you've got that, this picture was taken in 1911, I think, and the guy sitting here, right on the right edge, sitting down at the front, his name is Francie McPeak. And he wrote the song we're going to sing next, which is Wild Mountain Thyme. I met him. He was a very old man.
You must have been proud. That's such a lovely song.
Yeah.
It's one that I always thought was a traditional song.
Well, tradition has to start somewhere. you
That's
know.
right. That's right.
To be traditional and still be composed.
That's right. That's right. I didn't know that before.
Oh, I didn't
And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming valley. Will you know that sea oh, the summertime is coming. And the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heaven. Will you go, let's see, and we'll all go together to the wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heaven. Will you go, let's see, I will build my love a bower by yonder crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, Lassino? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heaven. Will you go, Lassino? If my true love, she were gone, I would surely find another to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heaven. Will you go, Lassino? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heaven. Will you go, Lassino? Will you go, Lassino? Lovely. Now, I need a drink. An Irish drink.
Irish water.
sooner or later.
Hey.
Ishka. Now, I think it's time for me to thump the bejesus out of this thing. Okay, Susan, are you ready?
Yep.
Jesus.
Tell me more when I go Short and sweet.
I love that. Now, this looks to be a woman.
She looks like a Belfast gal, doesn't she?
Doesn't she just?
Doesn't she?
Does she?
Right, she does, right. She does, Shirley.
Oh gosh.
Don't call me
I
Shirley.
forgot to do
Now this song, the next one, number 5, called Only Our Rivers Run Free,
2 pages.
which is 2 pages. Yes, that's right.
And the chorus.
And, sorry,
And the chorus is in the text. No, there isn't a chorus.
there isn't a chorus.
I lied. It's 2 pages
Susan is
though.
confusing, isn't it?
I didn't lie about that.
You did not. Written by Mickey McConnell. Another guy who I knew back in the 70s. I spent a lot of time playing music, Irish music in the 70s, and of course it's such a small society of people that you know everybody. So all these ones that made it famous were just part of the group, part of the scene. You don't get that so much with rock music or classical music, but you certainly get it with folk music. This is a sort of modern rebel ballad, if you like. Song of regret about the political situation. Mickey was from up north, and it goes like this. When apples still grow in November, when blossoms still fall from each tree, when leaves are still green in December, it's then that our land will be free. I wander the hills and valleys, and still through my sorrow I see land that has never known freedom, and only her rivers run free. I drink to the death of her manhood, those men who'd rather have died than to live in the cold caves of bondage, to bring back their rights that were denied. Oh, where are you now that we need you? What burns where the flames stood me? Are you gone like the snows of last winter? And will only our rivers run free? How sweet is life, but we're crying. How mellow the wine, but we're dry. How fragrant the rose, but it's dying. How gentle the wind, but it sighs. What good is a gift when it's saging? What joys in eyes that can't see? When there's sorrow in sunshine and flowers, and only our rivers run free.
Well done.
Now I made a great mess of the next one, Star the County Down, so we'll slip that one away. And we'll forget that ever happened. Which
It's
is
the
a
only
pity.
mistake he made in this. Really, it is.
What was-
We got the chords wrong a lot of places,
Yeah.
and the timing of it was also a bit off. So
But apart from that, it's perfect.
once we started making the corrections and realized it was going to be quite a thing, we decided to spare you that.
Yeah.
Is the song still in the back?
The song that's next is The Minstrel Boy.
It's a front and back. The
No.
song that we're
That was the song
skipping.
we just
The
did.
song that we're skipping is just number 6, which is
Just
the
number
Star of the County Down.
Star of the
If I
County
may,
Down.
The next song is The Minstrel Boy, which was written by Thomas More, and is Thomas More was middle upper class collector, writer of songs, writer of poems in the early to mid 19th century. This is one of his famous ones. All of his songs are very popular in the art music scene in Ireland. This one, The Minstrel Boy, tells its own story. It's a story of old Ireland and how this lad goes off to the wars. Let's try it in the right key, shall we?
Back then there was a war every generation, pretty much.
That's right.
If not more.
Oh boy, war.
There was rebellion, unsuccessful rebellion like every generation.
And it goes, the minstrel boy. Sorry, gone wrong key. Go on, Susan. Minstrel boy.
Oh, that's so high. Okay, so
Minstrel boy to the war has gone. In the ranks of death you'll find him. His father's sword he has turned it on, and his wild heart slung behind him. Land of song, said the warrior bard, though all the world betrays thee, one sword at least thy right shall guard, one faithful heart shall praise thee. I'm going to stop it there because I think I'm in the wrong key. Okay.
That tune sounds familiar.
You know it. I'm sorry, that's the wrong key. So that's another mistake I've made. The next one, I need a lot of help from everybody. This is Falling Slowly from Once, which is a great song. Won an Oscar.
Oh, isn't it a recent song?
yes. We did
Charlotte
try to
knows
put a
this
recent
song.
one in here just to throw you off guard.
Suzanne thought she knew this song.
A 20th
That's why I
century
know who
traditional
knows
Irish
it.
song.
Steve loves this
We
song.
wanted to remind folks that Ireland is still putting out musicians. The Cranberries are Irish. And
Oh, the lead singer passed away.
that's right, the lead singer passed
Stephen
away.
Hawking passed away.
Yours.
Anybody else? Stephen Hawking, is that what you said? Who's not Irish though.
I forget.
Liam Flynn died.
So we chose this because it's Glenn Hansard and Marketa Irglova who wrote it for the movie Once, and it got the Academy Award for Best Song that year. And in her speech, in the acceptance speech, Marketa said, "We think this song is about hope," and that's what really brings us all together, even from many different, no matter where we live and who we are. And I thought that was an interesting thing. So this is Falling Slowly. The only unusual notes in this are F sustained 2, which turns out to be that second one up there. And it's quite easy once you see it, F sustained 2. The other one that's a little bit unusual is F add 9, and I thought that would be adding 9 of something. But it's basically, you just take your finger off the C, and you've got the F9 off of F sustained 7.
How do you play AM7?
And then AM7, that's the real hard one. That's the real hard one.
Can I throw in, is that 9 that you're adding
Yes?
is the G? When you pull your finger off of what normally would be an F, an A note,
Yes.
you're taking it off and adding the G,
Oh.
which is the 9th note. F to G.
Very nice. We added, we are
Removing the
truly
double
adding
A.
something, but luckily we don't have to have 9 fingers to add it.
We are also, not only are we adding things, but we're taking things away. As you can see, we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, and we'll finish, because there it goes all sorts of weird places after the end of the 6th line.
Some of you will have a last line that is kind of, there's like a blank space and then it starts G7. It's a blank line, I mean a line of music that doesn't have words to it, right? Some of you have that. Just forget them for today.
So we just finishing on the end of the sixth line on
Yeah,
that.
we're finishing at the end of the sixth line.
F suspended 2.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
As ready as we will be.
Okay, go.
And resolve it. Thank you. Now, you lucky people, all the teachers amongst you, time to do a bit of work. You can see the next one. I put this in because of Rob. Rob is mad for these foxy songs. So here's a foxy song for you. Motherina Rua. Motherine is a dog, Rua is red. So Motherina Rua is a red dog, but the red dog is a fox. So that's the name in Irish for a
This
fox.
explains why
Motherina
Google
Rua.
Translate was.
It's not a dog at all.
It's not a dog at all, it's a foxy fox. And as you can see, I hope, I've put it into, what's the phrase? What have I done with it?
Phonetic?
I've,
Phonetics?
Translated.
translated it phonetically, that's what I've done. And do you know what? I think we'll go through it before we sing it, and we'll say it. This is very much, Tim will attest to this, I hope, that it works. Do you speak Irish, Tim?
A little.
Yeah. So, I'll read it out for you, and then we'll all read it together. It goes, as you can see, An Motherina Rua, 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 An Motherina Rua Tagrania. An Motherina Rua, na Luisa Luchers, Bararachus in Aja.
Oh, right.
Now, try that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. An Motherina Rua, 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 Rua. An Motherina Rua Tagrania. An Motherina Rua, na Luisa Luchers, Bararachus in Aja. My goodness. It's like a meeting of the ancient order of Hibernians.
Sounds like the Black Tongue of Mordor.
And it's a dance tune. It's a kid's song. All the kids in Ireland learn this.
And there's a picture of the fox below.
Yes, it hasn't come out very well, but I'll just sing it very briefly so you get the idea. And it goes, what's my first note? I'm Madarina Roro, 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 I'm Madarina Ruta Grania, I'm Madarina Rona Louisa Lucarsa, Bararachlus in Arja. Let's give it a go, let's see what turns out. So, 1, 2, 3. I'm Madarina Roro, 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 I'm Madarina Ruta Grania, I'm Madarina Rona Luisa Luchas, Bararachlus in Arja. Once more. Madarina Roro, 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 I'm Madarina Ruta Grania, Madarina Rona Luisa Luchas, Bararachlus in Arja. The little red fox is arrayed as sly in the misty morning greeting. With a morsel to his taste, he hurries off in haste, while the barnyard softly sleeping. A duck, says he, has charm for me, likewise a good cock crowing. But a fine fat goose is most of use to a family young and growing. Well done, everyone. Now you can all speak Irish.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's have a little break, shall we?
And Al sings it to him in absentia. So what day is your birthday?
It was on the 7th.
Yeah, I see, I can see.
So Suzanne,
And also,
And we're going to do the F version.
and we're going to do the other version of Happy Birthday. Which Suzanne brought it.
The traditional version.
Oh yes, please.
Traditional.
Wait, I'm sorry, what is this one? This is
We're
traditional?
doing the traditional.
Okay,
Yes.
good,
I'm
okay.
doing this one.
One.
You know, the old fashioned.
So do we start on line number 3?
Yeah.
So,
Both in 3/4 time, actually.
These 2 lines.
So we're gonna start off the 10th.
Oh, okay, we're doing it in F.
We're doing it in F.
we're gonna go down to the 10th measure.
Yeah. So I like that better because you can play it with open strings.
Oh, good.
You can pluck the melody.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, you can do it with the other key as well.
I think it's the most natural to sing this way.
Yeah, I
My opinion.
Oh, good, okay.
Who's going to need it?
We are now.
You can forget.
No, we're starting on the 3rd.
Oh, down here.
Oh, the Maryland.
We can do it like that.
Well, I look like her, so why not?
Yeah.
we're doing like a lounge concert, is that?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rob. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
She's a jolly good fella. She's a jolly good fella.
Why was he vulnerable? Ain't nothing new.
Okay, we're gonna give these back to Suzanne,
Okay.
and then she will give them to Linda, and we'll have them when we need them again.
There we go.
There's time for that.
Came a cow pines men with their shovels slung behind them. Was in the pub they drank their sob, and off in the swine you'll find them. They sweated blood and they washed down mud with pints and quarts of beer. And now we're on the road again with McAlpine's Fusiliers. Now I've stripped to with Darby Flynn, way down upon the Isle of Grey. With horse face too, I knew the rule, no money if you stop for rain. McAlpine's God was a well-filled hod, with his shoulders cut to bits and cheers. And woe to he went to look for tea with McAlpine's Fusiliers. I remember the day that there O'Shea fell into a concrete stairs. What Horseface said when he saw him dead, it wasn't what the rich call prayers. I'm a navvy short was the one retort that reached onto my ears. Oh, when the going's rough, you must be tough with McAlpine's Fusiliers. Now I've worked till the sweat, it had me bet, with Russian and Czech and Pole, on shuttering jams up in hydro dams, oh down beneath the Thames in a hole. I've grafted hard and I got me cards, and many a gang has kissed across the ear. If you pride your life, don't join by Christ with McAlpine's Fusiliers.
Up on the building sites. What we call Anglo-Irish, which means he was part of the Protestant ascendancy. And he wrote a lot of really good songs, although some of them were quite maudlin and sentimental. Even so, there's an edge to them. And this is one of his most famous ones, The Mountains of Mourne. Percy French wrote a song called Goodbye Paddy Riley to Ballyjamestuff. Come back, Paddy Riley, thank you. Come back, Paddy Riley to Ballyjamestuff. Come back, Paddy Riley to me. And the reason he wrote that song was because he was bet round the pub one day that he couldn't write a song that rhymed Ballyjamestuff, that had Ballyjamestuff in it. Couldn't be done. And this is what he came up with. He came up with farewell, goodbye, so long, Paddy Riley. What is it? This is, you might know this song, The Mountains of Mourne, is a very famous Irish song. And it goes like this. Oh Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, no barley nor wheat, but there's things of them digging for gold in the stream. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I've come here, I might as well be where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. You remember young Peter O'Loughlin, of course. Well, now he's here at the head of the force. I met him today, I was crossing the Strand, and he stopped the whole street with a wave of his hand. And there we stood talking of days that are gone, while the whole population of London looked on. But for all his great powers, he's wishful like me, to be back where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. There's beautiful girls here, never you mind, with beautiful shapes nature never designed, and lovely complexions, all roses and cream. But let me remark, with regard to the same, And if at those roses you venture to sit, the color might go come away on your lip. So I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me, where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea.
Pretty song.
You what? In Dublin. The Dubliners have a habit of giving nicknames to their public architecture. This one is called the Tart with the Cart.
We have Jody with the pump.
Now, at one stage, I know that we did a song here. We've done it a few times. Some time ago, they put up what they call the what is it called? I can't remember. Anyway, the spike. There's a kind of a big pole right in the middle of the main street, O'Connell Street, which was put there for the millennium or 2000. I can't remember what that's called, but however, while it was being put up, it cut off the view of all of O'Connell Street, including Cleary's, which is the famous department store that has been going forever and is one of the great landmarks in Dublin. And it's a place of trysting. You would say to a young one, "I'll meet you under Cleary's clock at 9 o'clock." So that's where people met, under Cleary's clock. But of course, when they put the crane up to put this enormous thing up, it cut off the view of Cleary's. So the Dublin wits came up with the phrase, once it had gone down and the thing stood up, once the crane had gone away, which was there for months, they come up with the phrase, "I can see Cleary's now the crane is gone."
I can see clear.
So let's do Rolling Alone.
Oh, that's fun.
We're gonna play that next.
That's fun. You got us on that one.
Let's sing about Molly, who we think was not only a fishmonger, but was a lady of the streets. Where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure it was no wonder, for so were her father and father before. They wheeled their wheelbarrows through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever, no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. But her ghost wheels the barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Now we're going to
to skip the next song because you don't deserve it. And we're going to go on to very simple. First note is G to C. Okay, sorry.
It starts slow.
Let's start.
It really starts slow.
What did you say, John?
It sounds like it starts slow.
It was down by the Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Sally Gardens with little snow white feet. She bade me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I, being young and foolish, with her did not agree. In a field down by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid her snow white hand. She bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the ridges. But I was young and foolish, and young and full of fears. And the only thing we could possibly follow that with is be the one rover for many's a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer, and now I'm returning with golden great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. I've been to the alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can have every day, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Took from my pocket some sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskies and wines of the best, and the words that I spoke sure were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never, before, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they caress me, I'll love times before, I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more, and it's no, nay, never. Well done, everyone. And now we have our very last song for this evening.
Just a moment, I'm running out of memory.
You're running out of memory, so am I. Jeez. This is The Parting Glass. Lovely song. As you can see in the intro, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords. Cut out the last one, forget the D minor. We'll just play A minor, F, C, and G, and then start the song. Whenever Swaroop is ready.
Can't find my memory card.
He's forgotten where his memory is.
Yeah, where-
See that little piece of paper, the very last page? I put on it various coins. And the woodcut, the top right, is from Derrick's Images of Ireland. You can see the groaning board of food and the harpist and the druid telling his stories. I put that up there because I used that as a menu design at one stage. The thing underneath it, the picture underneath it of Nagels, is a pub I used to run in the west of Ireland.
See, and I was thinking it was the bottom page, or the bottom picture.
Well, his is
The bottom
different.
picture.
Eat, drink, and be merry down there.
His is-
So here we go with the party.
Yeah, there are a
glass.
couple
His is-
different editions
Oh, really?
here.
There's different versions?
Oh, look at his and look at this one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So,
And here we go with
Are you playing the intro?
yes.
Let's start again then. We'll play the intro and then here we go, Judy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I spend it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to nobody, and all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly go. Good night and joy be with you all. Ihawa.